All right, so a lot of you have asked how come I don't sell firewood, and the answer is simple. There is so much wooded ground here. Everybody in this county has either access to property or someone they know has access to property, and there's so much dead ash from the ash beetle that it's just saturated. There's so much firewood available here that not a lot of people sell it. It's tough to get into that market. So I've never even tried to infiltrate it, if that's the word you want to use. I'm going to use it. We do split some stuff, but that's for our personal use, for camp outs and cooking and that kind of thing. We don't try to sell that. Now, I did have an idea the other day though, because I do like making money, a crazy idea, and I want to try something. What I want to do, we're going to do this on this video. From the conception of this idea to the actual execution to see if it works. Execution was the word I was trying to say there. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump to a quick firewood splitting montage. We're going to end the montage. I'm going to tell you what the plan is. We'll show you the post on Facebook of how we plan on initiating that plan, and I'll let you know in this video if it's going to work or not. We'll see what happens.
So what you're looking at here, I hand split my cedar rails for around the garden and that kind of thing. And sometimes they just don't split very well all the way down. They run into knots or whatever. They just don't split right. So I end up with these off-fall sections that I don't have a lot to do with. So I figured I'd split some of these up and see if we can't make something out of it. Stay tuned to the whole video and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Doggy is it? Oh, hi, how are you? Hello. This is the neighbor's pooch. Came over to say hi. How are you? You're a good boy. You better get back home. You best get back home. You best. I know, I see ya. I see, I'm shooting a YouTube video. No, you gotta stay down. You gotta stay down. You're a good puppy, though. You're a good puppy. But I'm shooting a YouTube video, and I think you might be in the shot. All right. Hi! You better get home. She's calling you. You best go. That's a good dog. Everybody just kind of runs free up here. That's fine. That's how we like it. That's how we like it.
So in just a second, Real Life Mike is going to step in here and explain exactly what we're doing, but I'm sure you've kind of figured out the process at this point. I built myself a little rick there out of some leftover lumber I had laying around, and that's actually twine off a straw bale that I used. I'm just trying to dig up enough stuff that I can see if I can actually move any of this product before I put money into actual supplies.
So, that is a crazy idea. Now, a couple things, I might have already said this in the voiceover. This is literally baling twine off of the bale straw. There's straw we did that bank with. If I decide to go forward with this, obviously I'll buy some fresh baling twine. That is purely for the sake of the experiment to see if there's even any interest in this. So those are some cedar logs. I go out, I'll cut down cedar trees. We're trying to turn the property into good hardwood timber stand for the future. And cedar trees aren't bad trees. They're beautiful trees. The wood is beautiful to work with. But when there's just one randomly in the middle of a hardwood stand, it doesn't make much sense. So I typically thin those out. I have left some bigger ones just because they are pretty trees. But aside from that, I thin the rest out. I bring them back and I do one of two things. I either split them for a railing or I cut them up for some kind of retaining wall. However, sometimes I have a lot left over from those projects. The thought is this: what if instead of getting into the regular firewood market, we created a, and I'm using this very loosely, luxury firewood market. The idea is you're marketing to people that have already bought regular firewood, ash or oak or whatever, and what you're going to get now is some random cedar logs you can throw in from time to time to add a nice little aromatic scent to it, because we all know how beautiful cedar smells. That's the thought. Now, is it going to work? We're getting ready to find out. I'm going to take a few pictures, I'm going to make a Facebook post, and the end of this video you will definitely know whether or not anybody's actually going to buy this stuff. This is a new experiment. We'll see how it turns out.
So you're looking at two very beautiful things there. One, it is a sunrise time-lapsed out of the back of the truck. And number two is there are 3 bundles sitting in the back there. The first 3 bundles that I sold. So I was pretty excited about that. And I was excited about the sunrise. Thought you guys might enjoy that. And then Real Life Mike's going to give you an update here in just a second.
Update on how this project is going. I did a super simple Facebook post. Here it is. I'll just show you that real quick. 1 photo, super simple description, threw it up there, ended up selling 3 bundles that evening. I thought, okay, maybe we're onto something. So I'm going to spice that Facebook post up a little bit, and by that I mean I'm just going to add some few more photos, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a little bit with a few extra photos. I'm going to go ahead and nope, I'm going to go ahead and split what we have left, bundle that up, and see if we can sell it. Another splitting montage, but this time I'm going to explain my thought process a little bit more thorough while we're doing the split montage.
So talking about quote unquote spicing up the Facebook post. All we did, we added a couple bundle options really. So we have 2 bundle sizes we went with on this. A 10 to 12 inch bundle size, so you're looking for people with small fire pits or small chimneys, that kind of thing. Or we went with the 14 to 16 inch length bundle option, and we're talking about length of the wood here. 14 to 16 inch bundle length as well for people that have, I don't know, let's call it normal size fire pits. We also added a couple purchasing options, so you can buy 1 bundle for a certain price, and then you can buy 2 bundles, and obviously it's a little bit of a reduced price if you have 2 bundles at a time instead of just 1 bundle. So that's how we, again, using the air quotes here, spiced that up just a little bit, and we did have a pretty good reaction from that. battery started dying on the saw there, and I didn't have the second battery with me. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into splitting what we have cut. Here's what we're looking at long run, long range with the property. And most of you know. If you don't know, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you don't know what we're talking about, let me just give you a quick update. We have some property of our own that also butts up against some family property as well, and we kind of manage both of those properties as far as the timber goes, and we're trying to turn it into a decent timber stand. It's been poorly managed prior to our ownership and prior to the family ownership, so we're just kind of trying to get it straightened back out. Now, there is a small section where there's 4 or 5 mature cedar trees, and they're absolutely beautiful, and we are going to leave that section. But aside from that, we are going to take out all the standalone cedar trees. Now, we're splitting this because, like I mentioned earlier, this is just scrap from splitting some rails that didn't split very well. But if we are able to sell enough of this and get a mill, and if you stay tuned in the video, you're going to find out if we do or not, then hopefully we can also mill some cedar up in the future as well. This is not something we plan on doing long term. It's not an every year kind of thing. It's a let's see if we can get a little bit of a coffee can started and build up our arsenal of tools for producing some timber for the project. What project are you talking about? Well, stay tuned to the end and I'll explain all of it.
There you go. Get your hard hats on. Get your safety glasses on. Y'all gonna need it. Telling you. Telling you now. Gosh, come on, guys.
Good. This is my own winch. This is my baby winch.
It is your baby wrench.
Yeah, I cut something with sword from the tree. My own winch.
I know you're careful, but I just don't want you to pinch your fingers on accident, so pay attention to what you're doing.
Okay. Be careful what you're doing, because those are really sharp beams.
I will be careful with what I'm doing. Thank you.
So you can see we actually bought some baling twine instead of using the baling twine off of the bales that we used at the house. Just tied a loop on each end. It's as simple as that. Run it through the little boards on the bottom there so it's underneath the firewood when you set it on there, and you pull the string up through that loop, tie it down, and then you attach both of them together at the top. You end up with a little handle. Super simple, cheap, very economical system to make a little bundle of firewood. I have seen some people use shrink wrap, and that works pretty well also, but this is what I had available at the time, so this is what I went with. So we're getting ready to wrap this up, literally and metaphorically. The video's almost over, but I'm going to talk to you guys one-on-one about a few things here in just a second in Real Life Mike, and I'm going to explain how you can find the Towboat channel because it is going live this Tuesday.
A little bit of update, and I'm not going to tell you how many I've sold, and I'm not going to tell you how much I'm selling them for. You never know, the IRS might be subscribed to your channel. Hey, give it a thumbs up if you are, though. But I have sold enough to, I ordered an Alaskan chainsaw mill. You might have saw that in the last video, not the mill, but the fact that I ordered it. And I got a few wedges and an axe. And now we're starting the coffee can fund for a bigger saw. And here's the whole reason we're doing that. I could go out and just buy a new saw. Absolutely, I could do that. But I'm very picky about my finances. My career check, the fireman check, goes to bills and family, and that's it. If I want to do something fun on the side, like milling lumber, building a YouTube yacht, that kind of stuff, it's going to come from side money. Working for Dirt Perfect, a little bit of revenue from YouTube, if I'm being honest with you guys, and a little bit of revenue from selling firewood like this. Now, some of you might be thinking, why would you split the cedar and not mill it? Let's go back to where we started. I didn't have the mill, but I do have it, so we do plan on milling some cedar in the future, which I think will be a lot of fun. And maybe I can sell some milled cedar as well and help build that coffee can fund for the chainsaw a little bit quicker. I do love the coffee can system. It's pretty foolproof. You put money in, and when you get enough, you spend it. We actually just cashed in a coffee can fund about a month ago and picked up a pellet smoker, which that's pretty awesome. We're pretty excited about that. Now, with all this talk about milling wood and this kind of stuff, is the channel going towards a wood milling direction? No and yes. I talked about in the last video, I'd explain how this is all tied together with the YouTube yacht project, we intend on using as much timber from our property in this YouTube yacht for interior finishes. We're still going to buy dimensional lumber from a box store just because, you know, it's cheaper and easier that way. But as far as interior finishes go, we plan on using as much of our own timber as possible. So that means if we want to have this thing open and rented out by late next summer, which is the target goal, not this summer, but next summer, we need to get this stuff down on the ground, sealed, so it can start drying out and be ready to mill at that time point. You kind of got to have that downrange vision to be able to get that time management going. So yes, there will be some milling in the videos upcoming, and yes, it is all tied together for the eventual goal of the YouTube yacht project. Also, update on the YouTube yachts, we're trying to work with Dirt Perfect again, getting everything rescheduled to get the equipment where it needs to be to do another round of hauling base rock for the road. I think it'll be enough to actually get back to the YouTube yacht location this time. So that's pretty exciting. One other thing I want to talk about real quick here. I got a package from Doug. Actually, I'm sporting the hoodie he sent. Waynesville Rural Fire Department. But Doug hooked me up, man. He just rated that place. Beanie or sock cap, whatever you want to call it. A regular sweatshirt. You guys see that? Fire department on the back. Long sleeve crew neck shirt. T-shirt. Several patches. Coasters, which is crazy. I've never seen fire department coasters, and I'm pretty excited to put those in my bar in the basement. The coasters. And this, because I've already been using it today and several days, a sweet fire department mug, and that is awesome. Doug, thank you so much for sending this stuff. This is incredible. You can see I'm already putting the hoodie to good use. And I would attempt to say your last name, but I think you and I both understand I would probably absolutely butcher that. So thank you, Doug, for that. Everybody say thanks, Doug. Anyway, I just want to say I'm excited about what we got going on. We've got a lot of progress. We got a lot of really good content coming up. And as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. One other thing. The next clip is probably the best towboat flight I have done since I started doing it. And the reason I'm doing it, this is your reminder. You can go ahead and go over to the towboat channel. Now, there are no videos posted, but the first video will be posted this Tuesday. So the order will go in this. You'll get Captain Kleeman Sunday, River Industry Adventures Tuesday, which is the towboat channel, Captain Kleeman Thursday. 3 days a week, you get some sort of variation of this content. So I put a towboat video at the end of this video as, you know, a little bit of whatever you want to call it to remind you that channel's coming up. Like I said, you can go over and subscribe. I'll put the link in the description. I'll throw an info card up here somewhere. There's no video yet. It'll be coming Tuesday. So if you want to see that video as soon as it comes out Tuesday, get over to River Industry Adventures. I think that's right. I'll let you know up here if it's wrong. And get subscribed and get ready for it. It is coming. Like I said, this next clip, my favorite flyover yet. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.
As promised, the most beautiful towboat flight to date. Fog burning off the river early morning. You can see it's overcast, but the sun is working its way through the clouds. It's absolutely gorgeous. When Mother Nature sets you up, she sets you up right. You just can't compete with it. Now, because of that layer of fog, we have to stay pretty high in elevation. I can't get down close. I don't know the name of this vessel, but you do get to see at the head of the tow, she has a lattice boom crane on the barge, which is kind of different and neat to see that boom working its way through the fog. Now, like I mentioned, the first towboat video on the new channel, River Industry Adventures, it goes live Tuesday. So you can go over there now. You can hit the subscribe button for River Industry Adventures. You can ring the bell to make sure you get notifications. You're not going to see a video on there yet. It'll say 0 videos, but they are already uploaded. I promise you that. I just have to make them go live, and it will go live Tuesday. So if you don't want to miss that, go ahead and jump over River Industry Adventures, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you get those notifications so you don't miss out on those videos. The way it's going to work, I'm going to post a video on River Industry Adventures every Tuesday. They are shorter clips than what you see on this channel. They're 5 to 6 minute clips, but you're going to get 2 flights every video. So it should be a lot of great content and some absolutely gorgeous scenery. We're going to do towboats. We're going to do offloading and loading facilities. There's a few towboat supply stores in our area. We're going to try to make some cold calls and get hooked up with them where we can maybe ride along on some supplies whenever they load up the towboats and that kind of thing. So we're looking towards a lot of cool content As always, guys, I appreciate the continued support. I appreciate all the comments. A lot of people have been reaching out in email lately, and I really do enjoy talking with you guys. I hope everybody's finding a good reason to smile, finding a way to laugh, and staying positive through all this mess. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.